Testing 1 2 1 2. Are we on? Are we on?
We on.
We're on.
You're on.
Hi guys, my name is Naidoo, and welcome to my show. It's on. Right. So today's topic is on recovery is possible, and we're here today to let you guys know that look, we are living proof. You know, there's a famous saying by our friends, family members, our loved ones that look, once an addict, always an addict. And today we let you know that look, that is not the truth. That the recovery is possible. We are living proof. I myself, I'm going for 13 years clean and sober. You know, that's one of my biggest flex. You know, when it comes to recovery and when it comes to this way of life, I take it very serious. I'm very passionate about it, and the idea of basically putting it out there, this is the platform that I'm going to use to actually pass on the message to those that are still suffering addicts. For those that always say that once an addict, always an addict, that those that says that, you know, we won't basically make something out of our lives. Basically, I'm here, and my guys, my brothers in recovery are here with me today to let you guys know that look, that we were once there, once down and out, once you know, hopeless, once had nothing really going for ourselves, and then here we are, you know. So we've got Tegan on the show, we've got Santosh, we've got Naeem, you know, brothers in recovery. It's here to pass on the message to those that are less fortunate than those that are basically, they have no hope, those that basically doesn't have anything going for themselves, you know. We all were there once upon a time, and now we are here, you know. Naeem here is going for almost 1 year clean and sober, you know. Tegan here is going for 13 years clean and sober. I'm going for 13 years clean and sober. Santosh is also 3 years clean and sober, you know. And there's a lot of other guys that went through the same thing we went through and that are here standing strong and, you know, better fathers to the kids, better children, better family members, you know. And if you want it as bad as you want to, if you want recovery as bad as you want to breed, if you really want it, you know, you really make it happen. If you kind of want it, if you're still on the fence and all of those type of things, it's not going to work. And I know it sounds easy. It's not as easy as it sounds, but it's much easier than the life that we lived. You know, when I was in addiction, there was a heavy weight on me. Things never used to come right, and I basically, I didn't know there was a way out, and I reached out. I reached out to people that knew better, and they held my hand and they walked me through the process. And here I am now, basically giving my hand out to those that wants help and saying that look, we are to help you guys through the process. And it's not just me, like I mentioned. These are my guests. Tegan, a very close buddy of mine, someone that basically is that when I need that inspiration and I need that drive, you know, basically is that, you know, I get it from Tegan, you know. So yeah, welcome to my show, Tegan. And then we've got my cousin Naeem.
Hey.
Welcome, Naeem. Welcome to the
Thank you
show.
very
No,
much.
it's great to have you guys here. You've been in recovery now for the last 9 months, you know. We've got Tegan here that's in recovery for 13 years. I'm going on 13 years and stuff like that as well. So, you know, it's something that I'm sure that you know, that we can let our listeners know that look, recovery is possible, and we are proof. We are product of recovery is possible, you know. And people have this perception of that look, once an addict, always an addict, and that's we're here to say today, you know, that's a big lie, you know, because that's not true. That's not true. That recovery is possible, and we found a way out, you know. So Tegan, you know, it's been a journey with you. We started off from back in the day, you know. I remember having our meetings in Cerner School, the school, in Cerner School is a local primary school close to us. Tegan set up the whole thing. Tegan got the community involved, and we went all guns blazing into this thing. And when I seen that, I was also, we were all early days of our recovery, and we used to use drugs together, we used to party together really hard and all of those type of things. And he went his way, I went my way, and all of those type of things, Basically, we all know how drugs and alcohol impacts lives. We all have some sort of family member. We might have, a cousin, a brother, a wife, a child, or someone is somehow, this pandemic has impacted our lives on another level, and a lot of the time people look back and actually try to find out if is my child or is my father or is my son will actually come right in life, and we had to say yes, that there is hope. Once upon a time I was that son. I was that son, and my mother loved me too. That's the only person that had unconditional love for me, and always supported me regardless of what my situation is. That I'll be forever grateful for her. May her soul rest in peace. And basically is that with her, she had faith in me and she put in the impacts and stuff like that. But I know that there's one person who she had love for me. But those that didn't understand the disease of addiction, the impact of it, basically, always look down on me and look down on others and be like, look, recovery, once an addict's all an addict. That boy will never change, And people had no faith in me, people had no trust in me, people didn't have anything for me, people didn't even give me a second look in life, and it started from a very, very, very young age. And, it caused a lot of trauma. I took it to heart. I personally thought that, basically is that, once people say the truth, that I won't become anything in life. People would tell me in school, one day you're going to be the guy that's, standing outside the bottle store asking for a $5, or one day when I make it out there, Lance, don't ask me for love to the merchant. These are voices that I still hear in my head, and I kind of believed it. There's a big part of me growing up kind of believed that I wouldn't amount to much, and it might sound crazy but I'm unfortunate that, look, I've reached my rock bottom. And when I say reached my rock bottom, where I lost my mom in my early 20s, and I ended up on the street, not for a long time. I ended up basically having nowhere to go, all doors closed up for me. No one wanted anything to do with me. When I say I'm fortunate to be in that position, is that it made me realize, that I needed to pull up my socks. I needed to make things happen, or else I was going to die, And once I was on that level, and I said, look, enough is enough, and I went back to my family and I said, look guys, okay, now I need help, whatever the case is, because I'm tired of sleeping on the card box, I'm tired of partying in parks, I'm tired of basically using my tech as a pillow, not knowing where I'm going to get the next meal and stuff. And I'm tired of this life, I'm coming from a good home, and this is not what I imagined my life to actually do. I had to make that decision. So when I say basically that I'm fortunate for being in position, for reaching my rock bottom, it made me take root and grow. And once I got to that point where I decided, okay, I want to change, and I wanted this for myself, not for my dog, not for my cat, not for my mom, not for my, but I wanted for myself. That's when shit got real. That's when basically I took my life to the next level, and I just doors and opportunities started growing. And so when I say recovery is possible, it's coming from here. It's coming from here, and basically is that I know that Tegan, you share the same experiences. We've been on this path and stuff like that. Well, we recovered together. basically is that, growing up, we were kind of like alone because we were the only ones that never used to drink and smoke from all our circle of buddies, and we kind of like supported each other through this level, and seeing and getting this opportunity, you're the best person that I said, look, I want basically is to come share your experience, so I know basically where you're coming from. Let our viewers know where you're coming from.
Good day to Josie, how are you all? We here doing our thing. Recovery is possible.
Absolutely.
I'm Tegan, I'm originally from Lenasia, born and bred in Lenasia. Grateful most of all to the God of my understanding for granting me this opportunity and another chance in life. And to everybody that's watching us, everybody that's listening today, to the youth, which substance abuse is causing a huge impact in society today. I want to encourage you, I want to advise you that recovery is possible. So yeah, like Lance said, recovery is possible. I just want to share to the guys that are sitting now in the corner there and thinking this is the end of their life and there's no way out. There is a way out. There's definitely a way out. You need to keep on telling yourself this. I'm going to share a message of hope to you, my brother and my sisters and parents out there. It's not the end of the world. You're not alone. Okay? We here. Reach out. You just need to believe deep down inside yourself. There is still a purpose for you. There is still light on the dark side of the tunnel. So come out. Come out. Whatever deep underlying issue you're facing, whatever trauma you're facing, whatever happened in your past, you can't go back and change it, but you can change the future. Let's forget about the past. Let's put it behind us. Let's work on the future. I've been that guy. I've been that guy on the corner. I've been that guy on the street. I've been that guy that's been suffering of substance abuse for many years. And I've lost hope. I was spiritually broken. I didn't believe in the God of my understanding at the point of time. But something happened. I didn't want to die. And I chose recovery. And by me choosing recovery, that was the best choice I made in my life. To the youth out there, you think it's fame and game, and you wanna fit in when you're going into your teenage years. You wanna go into high school. You wanna man up. You wanna be a center of attraction, but not realizing when you choose these paths and you're going through experimental times in your life, it's like choosing to go out, hang around with your friends, go to clubs, go to restaurants, go to bars. Like they say, alcohol is legal. If you over the age of 18, you're allowed to drink. And this is what happens. And then we choose to have a drink, we choose to socialize. And yes, it did do things for me. It made me socialize, it made me dance, it made me fit into crews, and it made me speak out. And here I'm speaking out today on media, sober. So I needed a substance to fit in. I needed a substance to speak to somebody. I wasn't encouraged, I wasn't motivated, I didn't have it in me. I was very timid, very passive, very quiet. But when I tasted alcohol and drugs, I thought, wow, here's it. Not realizing it spiraled down and it ripped everything apart. It took everything I can account for away from me. So to the guys that are suffering with addiction and alcoholism, I want to let you all know, I know you're ripped apart now and you're probably thinking, where's my next fix or where's my next drink? It's never going to end there. Give yourself a fair chance. There is a way out. Recovery is possible. So don't look for that next fix. Believe deep down in yourself that there is hope. Some way or somehow you can get out. You can get out of this grip of addiction and alcoholism. So that's our initiative, is to put a word out there that recovery is possible. Continue being viewers. Join us on this journey. There's my brother on the right and on the left, Lance and Naeem. We're walking this road of recovery. We don't do this for any status, fame or recognition, but we're merely trying to give back to society and to youth what we've taken away in the past. So I've changed this perception of my life now. The guy that you should take, rob, steal, cheat, lie, con, is the guy sitting behind this camera today motivating people that there is a way out, there is a better life. Just to touch base, I was a hopeless case. Today I'm sitting here with a man full of hope. I've been through it all. Jails, institutions. It never ends up. The last thing I was about to face was death. And something happened, and that something happened through a spiritual awakening, to the core of my understanding. I prayed deep down inside of me that I want a way out. I want a new life. I want another chance. And it was given to me. And today I walk this road with with the grace of God. I'm walking this road, like Lance mentioned. It's not a numbers game. I'm still clean just for today, one day at a time. But it's been 13 years of sobriety now.
Nice.
So that's what I want to touch base on, to make you aware that recovery is possible. Lance is also going to make 13 years. Naim is going to make a year clean and sober.
So well said, Tegan. Basically, just listening to you, it takes me back into time, and I think everything that you said now doesn't really touch the surface, for the listeners out there. Naim can vouch for me, Santosh as well, is that, when I look at Tegan and he's, and he's a real product of the program that we practice on this way of life, He doesn't take any shortcuts. All the good qualities you can look into a person. Basically, he's a family man, he's a member of society. He helps people out without expecting anything in return. It's something that's very special, something that you should be grateful for, something that you should be thankful for, in all of those type of things. I know where you're coming from and stuff like that, and just keep up the great work. And I'm really fortunate to call you my brother, to be a part of your life and all of those type of things. Moving on, we've got Naim Kaji. Naim Kaji is also going on strong, man. Going on strong. Basically is that I know where you're coming from. I seen when you walked into those rooms, and I remember when you walking into those rooms, and I looked at you and I'm like, yo, life happened, if you had to see him when he walked in, it was a disaster, and I'm not trying to, say it in a nasty way or whatever the case is, but I'm just saying how it is. We all were there, and to see you like this and all of those type of things, and going back, recovery is possible. I just want you to basically let our listeners know that recovery is possible, where you're coming from, where you are now in your life, and all of those type of things, you know what I mean? So, the floor is open.
Thank you, Mr. Naidoo. My name is Naim Kaji. I'm a full-blown minister of society, and today, thanks to the grace of God, we're proud to recovering Eric. I can relate to much what other Eric is going through, but my primary purpose is to honor still suffering Erics. Myself, talk on behalf of myself. Thanks to the grace of God, I came out of prisons. I've dodged death. And thank you, I'm still in recovery. In a journey of recovery. Just to grasp, to come to terms, that living life on life terms. It's not like the grass is green on my side. No, I'm living life on life terms. And coming to that thought, I just want to give the still suffering Eric a preview of what I went through. When growing up, I come from a wealthy family. I thought by just impressing friends, being a people's pleaser, that's where I get a hold of, experimenting on drugs at a young age. And it's so terrifying, So today, getting acknowledged to say, that stupid thought when I was young, I packed it all up. For what? For pleasing, putting a smile on someone else's face. At a young age, kicked out of school, pleasing people, young in prison, my whole life changed around. Picking the number up all the things. Oh, oh, oh. I still, because I'm just thinking what I'm going through. Now today, guys out there, what you all are going through, you know, to reach out. For me, it wasn't difficult. I just said I'm fed up, enough is enough. And I just picked up my phone and asked for help. At this age, what I went through, I feel it for all of you guys, serious. Because that self-will of mine got me nowhere, got me utterly nowhere. Coming to the rooms of recovery, I thought I'm just going to get rid of the point of using drugs. That upset with my whole life. That the point of using drugs gave me that willpower to say, I got my own self-will, the authority of me being me. No. And coming to the road of recovery, I found to say no. It's not just getting rid of that way of getting rid of drugs. I found a new way of life. And dealing with new way of life, I found out to say no. I can deal with other issues. Issues of my bad defects of character, my anger management, what brought me, that isolation I threw myself into, that took me to drugs. Now I can have a relationship with friends, family, and I can have a relationship on social media, spread that message out to still suffering addicts. Brothers out there and sisters out there, bro, I feel it for you. So coming to a rural recovery, I want to point up to the story that hurt me. You know, I lost a mother, my own mom, in the rooms of recovery. It hurt me at that point. I felt, no man, fuck the world. I had nothing left. And you know what pushes me? It pushed me that I found myself. I found myself that I can deal with issues like this. It's like living and losing a mom. Bro, she was my heart. She was my queen. And I want to please her that I can change my way of life. And everything just went like that. So applying this program that I'm here in recovery took me to this journey. Took me to that moment. It took me, and having a fellowship with me, it took me to that. Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm really fortunate. So I'm trying to get this message out to the still suffering addict. That if there's small, you know, there's thing, there's a moment of mine that I got over it. Y'all can get over it. Thank you. I'm Liam. I'm a recovering addict.
Sure,
So-
Thanks a lot, Naeem. Thanks, well done, well done, well done. You know, I know what you're going through. You know, you were in recovery when you lost your mom. You know, I lost my mom, and I know what it feels like. You know, it's not an easy journey to lose a mother through this and all of those type of things. I just want to let you know that where your mom is now, you should be super proud of you and all of this effort, you know, that sort of stuff. You know, when I lost my mom, everything went out of control, you know. And if you, the person that you are now, and when I know when you lost your mom while you were in your recovery process, and when you lost your mom, it was a big concern with myself and my family members of like, you know, is he gonna be alright, you know? Basically, is it to go through all of that emotion and still hold your head up high and wake up every day and still face life on life's terms, you know what I mean? That's something that's really touching, you know what I mean? So remember that you've got, we're here to support you and guide you through the entire process. You're not alone in this journey.
Thanks, bro.
You know, and that's what it's all about, you know. There's a saying that goes of, we can't keep what we have unless we give it away, you know, and to basically pass on the message, in the hope that, one day you do the same. And that's what it's all about, is that the beauty part about being recovery and this way of life and all of those type of things is that you never walk alone. I see you wearing the what's it called, Liverpool kit, and one thing about this is that we never alone, what I mean? And, I'm happy to go through this process, because being in recovery, for the listeners out there, basically, and I now have a purpose, I now have a calling, so I'm sure you can relate to me, guys, is that whether we got a fiver in our pocket or we got 500,000 in our pocket, it doesn't really matter. Is that we have that fulfillment in our heart, knowing that we are doing the right thing even when no one is looking. We call it selfless seva, where we help people out and don't expect anything in return. So that's where we are in recovery. So just in terms of that, Tegan, if you could just let me know, your when you look at recovery, what has actually brought you to the point of being like, hey, enough is enough, and I need to change it. You understand? And what actually got you to that point, and also to add on to that, what drives you? I think that's a hard one to actually to speak about, because remember that guys come on to recovery and they get a taste of recovery, and we see guys fall all the time, and if we're talking about recovery is possible, we need to also just put in and just let them know exactly where we come from and what motivates us every day. We all understand it's not an easy journey. It's not easy. It's 100%. It's not easy. However, I can guarantee you that it's much easier than the life we lived out there. The pain, misery, trauma, and everything that we went through in our active addiction, that for me was hard. For me, living in recovery and doing the right thing is easy, because there's so much joy and so much happiness it brings to my life, my family's life, and all of those type of things. So it's much easier. So for those listeners out there that, say that, hey, guys, you don't know what we're going through, and things was rough growing up and throwing the pity party and stuff like with the parents. Yes, we do know what you went through, because we went through the same thing, and we're here to say, look, we made it out there. So there's no excuse. If you really want recovery and you want it as bad as you want to breed, you'll make it happen.
Exactly.
I know what you went through. I know what you went through.
Yeah.
I went through it and stuff like that as well. We all never have it tough growing up, but here we are.
Yes,
So on your side, if you could just let us know, what motivates you, how did you actually get to that point, and all of those type of things, and yeah.
So yes, like I said earlier on, yes, well done, and keep it up. Thank you again, Lance. Yeah, so guys, as I could take on from Naeem's message, Lance's message, we don't want to dwell and go too much into our war stories and much of our past and what we did, but rather what's happening now. So basically, there hadn't been a time, in a moment in our life where we came to realization that enough is enough, and we needed to stop, and we needed to believe that recovery is possible. 10 to 1, without a doubt, the three of us would either be sitting in jail or dead. There's not a doubt about it, because this is the end result of drug addiction and alcoholism. It's not about how much, how long, how little you used or lost, but if you give addiction and alcoholism more time, it's gonna take away everything. It's gonna take away your finance, it's gonna take away your family members. Lastly, it will definitely take away you. But that's what was the grip of alcoholism and addiction I was in last. It was eventually going to take me. We've been to jails, we've been on the street, we've been hopeless, we've been homeless. The last left was either to be in jail or committing suicide. The suicidal thoughts comes down to the toxicness of addiction. So I knew it was the end of it. I needed to make a choice. Whether I believed it or whether I didn't, or whether I liked it or I didn't. But I needed to make a choice. Is it death or is it recovery?
That's the only option, yeah.
It was my only option. And you can relate to that.
Yeah.
Because we were so boggled and so baffled and so lost in life through addiction is that if we didn't choose recovery, we wouldn't have made it here. We wouldn't have known the fruits and gifts and the blessings we have today.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's my drive, is that, I don't close the door on my past. We keep it open. That's the same music. And this is what we live by, because although it might be 13 years clean, Lance, but we remember that rock bottom like yesterday. We remember that pain and suffering. When we see the guys on the corner, when we see the newcomers like Naidoo, we see their pain and suffering. So we constantly remind them. And what we're doing today, we're coming out here today, leave alone our time, leave alone whatever else we had to do today. We chose to be here. We chose to talk about this. We chose to put it out there. We chose to give this time back to community and society. So this is what we're doing. This is the drive that we have, Lance, is that we're seeking, yes, we're seeking, and we're finding this purpose. Yes, we've lost it through alcohol and drugs. But 10 to 1, we're not here by chance. There's a reason. We all, everybody, even the ones watching it out there, there is a purpose for you. There is a purpose for you. Everyone is seeking purpose. It's just where we're driving that purpose to. So as much as we've been a menace to society, we've been taking, we've been influencing, we've been indulging in alcohol and drugs. Today, we're changing it. We're turning around this perspective, and now, by giving back, that's what we want to do, is service, Lance. And I see it in you. What you're doing now, it's you just wanting to give back, because we can't go back in the past and give back what we've took in the past. But what we're doing today, we're doing it to the best of our ability, with a clear conscience. I mean, like you've mentioned earlier on, it's a saying that we live by today. What drives us? I wouldn't trade the best day I had in active addiction for the worst day I have in sobriety. So, I'm sure you can relate. We could have been in 10,000 places right now, Lance. Why did we choose this? Because we know this is what we choose to do. We choose to do service. We choose to help the still suffering. We choose anything to give off what was given to us. And if the drive I have today for recovery, Lance, you can relate to it, is because from being a hopeless case on the street, Lance, we married, we have children. These are the things we prayed for. These are the things we wished. These are the things we never believed in active addiction. And it's been fulfilled today. So when you get up in the morning and you look at your spouse or your kid's face, that's more than enough drive other than our recovery. But we won't be able to be the good husbands, we won't be able to be the good fathers had it not been through recovery. So it all goes back, and it all goes back to recovery and making that decision, and that concrete decision, standing by that decision. So, yes, Lance, by you thanking me and I'm thanking you, by you helping me and I'm helping you, it's not going to end here, it's going to continue. We're going to grow, continuously grow from here, because I know, as you mentioned earlier, I've got your back. Yes, I know you got my back. 10 to 1. Let it be in the midst of night, midnight, through tough or through good times or through wealth or through health. If I pick up that phone and give you a call, I know you're going to be there, 10 to 1. And you know, I do the same for you. And there's many other brothers that would do that for us as well, and we're willing to do that for you. We went to any lengths to drink and drive. Today we'll go to any lengths to help. To still suffer.
Absolutely, 100%.
So
I think
that's
Keegan,
the drive.
While we're on that, just let's let our listeners know as well. On the 13th of September, we're having a drug and alcohol recovery awareness in Lenasia South. And yeah, guys, basically I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna have, we're gonna speak more with regards to this. We're gonna have a few speakers up there. We're gonna have
Come
a few
out,
events.
spend
Come
the
out,
day out.
spend it.
Yeah.
There's gonna be free food, free food there, and it's just gonna be a fun day, for us to basically to reach out to those that are still suffering and all of those type of things. So the main thing is for us to basically let our communities and the surrounding areas also know where we're coming from and know that there is help. Okay, now thanks a lot, guys. Sure, it's been a lot, but I know that it doesn't end here. And now I'd like to welcome Santosh. Santosh, if you can come join us and let us let the listeners know your story. We know your story, so I don't want you to hold back. I don't want you to hold back on anything.
This opportunity. So, yeah, I'm a recovering addict, and I'm coming from an ugly world. I've been an addict for 40 years. You're only addict for 25 years. Living on the streets of Johannesburg. 13 years I lived on the streets of Johannesburg. So, it wasn't easy. There was no way out for me because everybody in my life walked away because nobody trusted an addict because we're so full of lies, cheating, no good habits, nothing good in us. So nobody wants to have anything to do with us. But by the grace of God, I always say it is that God puts people to help people. And the two gentlemen sitting here, Lance and Tegan, are guys that reached out for me. And they gave me a start. Like what they do now, they did for me 3 years ago. I'm clean 3 years of my addiction. And everybody had walked out of my life are now like partly back in my life because I've changed. I found recovery. And I was a hopeless case, hopeless state of mind and body. Nothing was going for me. And I had no way out. And the two gentlemen reached out. And today I'm a better person in society. I have my kids, I have my wife, I have friends now. Before I was alone, just living a chaotic life, nothing to look forward to. But now I get up every morning knowing there's hope just for today, to live for today. And I'm proud of recovery. And for those that are out there that are suffering, there is a way out. There is people out there. All you have to do is reach out and be honest with yourself. And you'll get help. I'm grateful. I can go on, but I'm just going to make it short. And thank you that we have people like the gentleman sitting here to reach out to us, because a lot of people need help, but they don't know where to go. So there is a way out, and I can tell you something. There is possibility that we do recover. And if you want it, you can recover. All you have to do is speak to somebody that you trust and reach out. There's always help available. It worked for me, it worked for my brother Naim, it worked for the two gentlemen sitting here. And it can work for you also. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys. It's been awesome having you guys on my show.
Thank you.
Until the next one, thank you for all my listeners. There's going to be plenty more. And thank you to Spark Rise Media as well for having us. I'm sure we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
100%. And looking forward to our next episode. Before I forget, guys, remember that on 13th of September, we're going to have a drug and alcohol awareness campaign. Basically, is that what you guys heard here? We're going to do exactly the same. We just with many more speakers, free food, great company, few events, all of those types
It's
of
going to
things.
be
So
happening
it's gonna
in
be happening.
Leisure South, Sheffield Park, Extension 4, 9 a.m. sharp. Come join us, lunch will be served. It's going to be awesome. We'd love to have you there.
Please don't bring your drugs and alcohol. 100%. But like I said, thanks a lot, guys. That's all the time that we have. And yeah, looking forward to the next one.